What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is iOS 16 Beta 2. Okay, so the hype around iOS 16 is really starting to heat up as we get closer and closer to that September release date, and that makes a lot of sense because this is by far the biggest update that we've seen around the iPhone's operating system in a very long time. Now, I was able to download the beta version of this software when it was first made available to developers to give the new OS an early test drive. You can check out my 1 week later review here in case you missed it, but Apple very recently just released their iOS 16 Beta 2 for download, and it made some really important improvements, particularly around the new lock screen features that, in my opinion, were much needed. So that's what I want to go through today. And to jump right into it, as excited as I was to play around with the new wallpapers and customization that you could do with them, when iOS 16 Beta 1 dropped, I and many others quickly noted a pretty big issue with it, and that was that you weren't given an option to have a different wallpaper for your lock screen and home screen. You can see here on my iPhone 13 that's still running Beta 1, when I long press to go into my lock screen options, whatever image I choose to be my lock screen automatically becomes my home screen as well. Now, I get that this isn't the biggest deal, but if you're a wallpaper fanatic like I am, I always have a particular wallpaper for my lock screen that's usually quite different from what's on my home screen. And this is mainly because the layout is so different. Like, take this one of my kid, it looks fantastic as a lock screen, but it doesn't really look aesthetically pleasing as my home screen with all these icons in the way. So it was really disappointing that I was apparently stuck with having the same wallpaper for both perspectives of the phone. And yes, there is kind of a backdoor way to actually make this change in the settings. It's not exactly intuitive though, and a real pain, and I'm not even gonna go through it because iOS 16 Beta 2 pretty much resolves this issue. Now, when you long press into your lock screen options, whenever you add a new lock screen, once you're done customizing it the way that you want, you get an option that pops up before you wrap up asking if you want to set the wallpaper as a pair to your home screen or if you'd like to customize your home screen. And you can see that if you click on customize, you're actually given the option to choose some random color gradient wallpapers that you can tailor to your liking, or you can choose an image from your photos. We'll select this one and save this lock screen setting, and you can see that the lock screen is this. Open up the phone and you can see that the home screen is different. This new prompt makes it way easier to understand what exactly your iPhone is going to look like, and it's noticeably more straightforward than before. Okay, so problem solved, right? Well, kind of, but it's still not ideally what I want it to be. And I say this mainly because I really like the new wallpapers Apple has added to the portfolio here. And what would really make me happy is if I could choose one of them as my lock screen and one of them as my home screen. Now, even though I do have the option now to customize my home screen, it doesn't give me the option to choose from one of the new stock iOS 16 wallpapers, which kind of sucks because I really like the new additions here. Like, I would love to use this astronomy wallpaper as my lock screen and to have this new stock wallpaper as my home screen, but you just can't do it. Now, it's important to remember that this is still an early beta version of the software, so fingers crossed that Apple will give us this additional level of access and customization by the time final product rolls through. Okay, so the other changes that iOS 16 Beta 2 brings to the lock screen are a lot more subtle, but still noteworthy nonetheless. The Add New Wallpaper interface is slightly modified with some rearrangements. Not sure why, but I don't see a suggested photos or photo shuffle option anymore. Now, that's kind of an odd omission that I'm honestly thinking is more of a bug with my version of the software because others don't seem to be having this issue. But one kind of nice thing that they did, should you decide to use your own photo for the lock screen and home screen, is that it default blurs out the image on your home screen for a more artistic look. I say it's kind of nice because I like this when the lock screen photo has people in it, as it's kind of ugly to see your home screen block them out. And I like the transition between being focused and then going blurred, but it can be a bit of a bummer if you're using a nice landscape picture that you took that would be okay as a home screen background. You're just left with a big blur, and I don't think there's any way to change that for the here and now. Another subtle update, you get 2 additional color filter options when using your own photo as a wallpaper. You get a duotone option, which looks pretty cool, and a color wash option as well. Also, the astronomy wallpapers have gotten noticeably brighter and sharper than what was on Beta 1. You can see by the side-by-side that it's more clear and has more detail. It also has this green dot indicating where you are on the globe, which is interesting. And there's actually a slight animation now of the Earth rotating when you wake the phone, which is a nice touch. Plus, some of the older iPhones that didn't have the astronomy wallpapers at all on Beta 1 now do, which is nice to see. It's also a lot easier to delete lock screens you've set up now. In Beta 1, you had to long press on the lock screen to be given the option to delete it, but all you have to do now is swipe up and it'll give you the option to get rid of it, which is far more convenient. And there are a lot of other updates that iOS 16 Beta 2 has that are outside of the lock screen that I'm not going to get into in this video, but let me know in the comments if you guys do want to see a comprehensive review of everything that's new. Could definitely put that together if you guys want to check it out. All in all, I'm super excited to see how this upgrade evolves by the time September rolls about. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel as I'll be making more update reviews as future betas are launched. But that's about it for this quick review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys found it useful, and I'd really appreciate it. Check out these other reviews if you're looking for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.